Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason, your host.
And I'm Julia, your co-host. Hi, everyone. We are so happy to have you here today.
Yes, today we have a very special topic. We are going to talk about something very simple, but very important for learning English. And that is talking about your daily life in English.
That's right. Talking about your daily life is something you do every day, but speaking about it in English is a great way to practice and improve your skills.
Exactly. Many English learners find it difficult to speak because they don't know what to say. But if you learn to talk about your daily life, you can practice English easily every day.
Yes, Jason. You can start with simple things, like what you do in the morning, what you eat, or what you do after school or work. And over time, you will feel more confident speaking in English.
And today, we will give you lots of examples, simple sentences, and tips so you can practice easily. Don't worry if you make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes when learning a new language.
That's right. The most important thing is to start speaking. Even a few sentences every day can make a big difference.
So, if you are ready, let's start learning how to talk about your daily life in English. Are you ready, Julia?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's go.
Welcome back, everyone. Now that we have introduced our topic, let's talk about something very important. What does daily life really mean?
Yes, Jason, sometimes people hear daily life and they think it's something complicated, but it's really very simple. Daily life is just everything you do every day.
Exactly. Your daily life includes simple things like waking up in the morning, eating breakfast, going to school or work, studying, spending time with family, or even relaxing at home.
Right. And it's not only about big events. Even small things count, like making your bed, brushing your teeth, or drinking a cup of coffee. All of these are part of your daily life.
That's why talking about daily life is so useful. Because you can practice English by talking about things you do every day. It's easy, and it is very real. You don't need to make up stories or complicated sentences.
Yes, and another good thing is that talking about daily life helps you think in English naturally. For example, instead of translating from your language, you can say, I eat breakfast at 7 a.m., or I go to work at 9 a.m.
Exactly. And we will give you many examples in this episode, so you can hear, repeat, and practice speaking.
So, in short, daily life is just your everyday activities, your routines, and the things you do most of the time. And talking about them in English is the easiest way to practice every day.
Perfect. Now that we know what daily life really means, in the next part, we will talk about why you should talk about your daily life in English and how it can help you improve quickly. Welcome back, everyone. Now that we know what daily life really means, let's talk about why it is so important to talk about your daily life in English.
Yes, Jason. Many English learners ask, why should I talk about simple things every day? Isn't it boring? But the truth is, talking about your daily life is one of the best ways to practice English every day.
Exactly. When you talk about your daily life, you are practicing real English, the English you actually use every day. You don't need to memorize difficult words or long sentences. You just describe what you do.
Right. And it also helps you build confidence. Many learners are afraid to speak English because they think they need to say something very smart. But when you start with simple sentences about your life, you feel more comfortable speaking.
And there's another benefit. Talking about daily life helps you think in English naturally. Instead of translating from your language, you start forming sentences directly in English. This is very important for fluency.
Yes, and even if you make mistakes, it's okay. Making mistakes is part of learning. The more you speak about your daily life, the faster you improve.
So, the main reasons to talk about daily life in English are: you practice real English every day. You build confidence in speaking. You think in English, not your language.
Exactly. And later in this episode, we will give you lots of examples so you can start practicing right away.
Perfect. So now that we know why it's important, let's move to something practical. How to talk about your morning routine in English. Welcome back. Now, we are going to talk about something very practical. How to talk about your morning routine in English.
Yes, Jason, your morning routine is a great place to start because it happens every day. You can practice simple sentences easily.
Exactly. So, let's start with some examples. In the morning, we usually wake up. You can say, I wake up at 7 a.m.
Yes, and after waking up, many people brush their teeth. You can say, I brush my teeth after I wake up.
Then, you may have breakfast. A simple sentence is, I eat breakfast at 7:30 a.m. You can also add what you eat. For example, I eat bread and eggs for breakfast.
Right. And some people take a shower in the morning. You can say, I take a shower after breakfast.
Yes. And don't forget about getting dressed. You can say, I get dressed and go to work, or I get dressed and go to school.
So if we put it all together, a simple morning routine can be, I wake up at 7 a.m., I brush my teeth, I eat breakfast, I take a shower, I get dressed and go to school.
Perfect, Julia. And here's a tip. You don't need to speak very fast. Speak slowly and clearly. You can also repeat your sentences out loud every morning.
Yes, Jason, and another tip. You can make it more interesting by adding small details. For example, I eat bread and eggs for breakfast and drink a cup of tea.
Exactly. Even small sentences are very helpful. The key is to practice every morning so your brain gets used to thinking and speaking in English.
So, listeners, try this tomorrow morning. Say your routine out loud in English, slowly and clearly. Don't worry about mistakes. Just keep practicing.
Great! Now that we know how to talk about our morning routine, in the next part, we will talk about how to describe your work or study life in English. Welcome back, everyone. Now that we have talked about our morning routines, let's move to something very important. Talking about your work or study life in English.
Yes, Jason. Many learners feel nervous when talking about their job or school, but it's really simple. You just describe what you do in a day.
Exactly! Let's start with some basic sentences. For example, if you go to school, you can say, I go to school at 8 a.m.
Or if you go to work, you can say, I go to work at 9 a.m. It's simple and clear.
Right. And when you are at school or work, you can describe what you do. For example, I study English for 1 hour, or I attend meetings at work.
Yes. And you can also talk about breaks. For example, I have lunch at 12 p.m., or I take a short break at 3 p.m.
Another tip is to use action words. Words like study, read, write, listen, talk, work, meet. These are very common and useful.
Absolutely. And you can combine simple sentences to make a short story about your day. For example, I go to school at 8 a.m. I study English for 1 hour. I have lunch at 12 p.m. I go home at 4 p.m.
Perfect. Even short sentences like this are very useful for practice. And the more you speak, the more confident you will become.
Yes, and don't worry about mistakes. The important thing is to use English to describe your real life. You can also add small details. I study English and I read a book after lunch.
Exactly. And listeners, you can try this right now. Take a few minutes and describe your work or study day in English. Speak slowly and clearly.
That's right. Even 5 to 10 minutes of practice every day will help a lot.
Great! Now that we know how to talk about work or study, in the next part, we will talk about how to describe your food, family, and free time in English. Welcome back, everyone. So far, we have talked about your morning routine and your work or study life. Now, let's talk about something fun: food, family, and free time.
Yes, Jason. These topics are easy and interesting. Everyone likes talking about what they eat, their family, or hobbies.
Exactly. Let's start with food. You can say simple sentences like, I eat breakfast at 7 a.m., or I like rice and vegetables for lunch.
Yes, and you can also say what you don't like. I don't like coffee or I don't like spicy food. Simple sentences like this help you practice English every day.
Great tip, Julia. Now, let's talk about family. You can introduce your family members with short sentences. For example, I have one brother and one sister, or my mother cooks dinner every day.
Yes, you can also say what you do with your family. For example, I watch TV with my family in the evening, or I play games with my brother.
Perfect. And the third topic is free time or hobbies. You can say, in my free time, I read books, or I listen to music after work.
Yes, you can also add small details. For example, I play football with my friends on Saturday, or I go for a walk in the park every morning.
So if we put it all together, a short paragraph about your daily life could be, I eat breakfast at 7 a.m. I go to work at 9 a.m. I eat lunch at 12 p.m. After work, I spend time with my family. In my free time, I read books and listen to music.
Exactly. See? It's simple. You just describe what you do every day. And this is a great way to practice English naturally.
Yes, listeners, try this at home. Talk about what you eat, your family, or your hobbies. Even a few sentences every day will help you improve a lot.
And don't forget, repeat these sentences out loud. Speaking is the best way to remember new words and phrases.
Perfect. Now that we know how to talk about food, family, and free time, in the next part, we will talk about common mistakes learners make and how to fix them. Welcome back, everyone. Now that we know how to talk about daily life, let's talk about something very important: common mistakes English learners make and how to fix them.
Yes, Jason. Everyone makes mistakes when learning a new language. Don't worry, that's normal. But if you know the common mistakes, you can fix them and improve faster.
Exactly. One common mistake is translating directly from your own language. For example, saying something like, I very like coffee instead of, I like coffee very much.
Right. The fix is simple. Learn English sentence structure and try to think in English. For example, I like coffee very much or I don't like spicy food.
Another common mistake is forgetting verbs or using the wrong tense. For example, some learners say, I go school yesterday instead of I went to school yesterday.
Yes, the fix is to practice simple sentences with correct verbs. Start with sentences about your daily life. I eat breakfast at 7 a.m. I study English for 1 hour.
Another mistake is speaking too fast. Beginners sometimes try to speak quickly because they are nervous, and this makes sentences unclear.
The fix is easy. Speak slowly and clearly. Short sentences are better than long sentences. For example, I go to work, I eat lunch, I study English.
Exactly. So remember, mistakes are normal, but you can fix them by thinking in English, not translating, using correct verbs and simple tenses, speaking slowly and clearly.
Yes, and the most important tip is to practice every day. Even small practice will help you avoid these mistakes over time.
Perfect. Now that we know how to fix common mistakes, in the next segment, we will give you simple daily practice tips to improve your English even faster. Welcome back, everyone. Now that we know the common mistakes, let's talk about simple daily practice tips to improve your English every day.
Yes, Jason, practicing every day is very important. Even a few minutes can make a big difference over time.
Exactly. Tip number 1. Talk to yourself in English. You can describe what you are doing. For example, I am drinking tea. I am reading a book.
Yes, and tip number 2, keep a small diary. Write 3 to 5 sentences about your day in English. For example, I woke up at 7 a.m., I ate breakfast, I went to work.
Tip number 3. Listen and repeat. Listen to English podcasts, videos, or songs. Try to repeat sentences exactly as you hear them. This helps with pronunciation and fluency.
Tip number 4, use your free time wisely. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day is enough. You can practice while walking, cooking, or commuting. Just speak or think in English.
And tip number 5. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Remember, mistakes are part of learning. The more you speak, the faster you improve.
Yes, Jason. And the best thing is to combine these tips. Talk to yourself, write a diary, repeat what you hear, and practice every day. Small steps lead to big improvements.
Perfect. If you follow these tips every day, your English will get better and better. And soon you will be able to talk about your daily life very confidently.
Exactly. Now, in the final part of our episode, we will summarize everything and give you some motivation to start practicing today.
Wow, what a great episode! Let's quickly summarize what we learned today.
Yes. Today we talked about how to talk about your daily life in English, your morning routine, work or study, food, family, and free time.
We also talked about common mistakes learners make and how to fix them. And we shared simple daily practice tips to improve your English every day.
Exactly. The most important thing is to start small, speak every day, and don't be afraid of mistakes. Even short sentences can make a big difference over time.
That's right. Remember, learning English is a journey. Speak about your daily life, repeat sentences, and practice regularly. Little by little, you will see amazing progress.
Yes, you can do this. Start today, and your English will become stronger and more natural every day.
Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and we will see you in the next episode of the English Learning Podcast.
Bye, everyone. Keep speaking English and have a wonderful day.